Dun, dun, dun. Good morning, everyone. It's supposed to feel a bit weird talking to a camera, but also very exciting because I go off on maternity leave in 4.5 weeks. And I thought, whilst I was sort of talking about that and giving you a little bit of insight into me and maybe why I'm looking to start this, I'd put a little bit of makeup on because I've reached the trenches of third trimester where you don't sleep, or at least you wake up every few hours. So I thought I'd just put a little bit of makeup on this morning just to make me feel a little bit more alive than I currently do. But yeah, no, I'm 29 now. As of September, I am 34 weeks pregnant, or 33 and 1 day. And I go off on maternity leave in 4.5 weeks. And I sort of wanted, I suppose, to share a little bit about what it's been like being pregnant, what it's been like being pregnant and working in corporate. But also, I suppose, to connect with people, because I actually don't know a lot of people that are pregnant at the minute and are the same age. So I thought I'd set this up. But I suppose a little bit about me. I went to university in Liverpool and studied biomedical sciences. Decided that is not really what I wanted to do. I did my dissertation in oral cancer in the cancer research labs up in Liverpool, which was so interesting. But I think I just decided, like, off the back of that, I'm quite a social person and being in a lab all day wasn't really for me. And then during the summer, whilst I was at university, I was also working in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham as a healthcare assistant, which gave me massive insight into what it was like working in the NHS, got to know a lot of the doctors, etc, etc. So had kind of then pivoted and thought I actually don't really want to do that, like potentially go on and do medicine or work in healthcare or science, whatever that may or may not have been, and started applying for grad schemes. So went straight from uni onto a grad scheme, one of the big financial companies, and relocated up to Edinburgh, lived up there for a year. Decided that it was a bit too small. I loved Edinburgh, it was an amazing city. The company was just really small, based up there, or their offices were quite small. So left the grad scheme a year early and then moved down to London. Was there for a couple of years, and was really, really enjoying it. I lived on Canary Wharf, and initially was commuting because it's actually quite difficult. I always joke, I always say it's harder to get a job, or actually no, sorry, it was easier to get a job than to find a flatmate. So took a little while. So I was commuting from the Midlands all the way down to London 5 days a week, and now, considering lockdown and flexible working, I've no idea how I did that. But yeah, ended up being down in London, lived on Canary Wharf and was there for a few years, and then met my partner. We've moved out of London since and bought a house, and then got engaged in March in Savannah, which was really exciting. It was amazing whilst we were skiing. And then found out we were pregnant maybe like a week later. So not specifically planned. And then, have been going through this last year. Through that whole time, I've always done sport, but I've taken up golf in the last 2 years, really. And interestingly, and I can do another video about it, but started off left-handed, started off right-handed, and I'm left-handed, and then went left-handed, and now back playing right-handed. But I'm taking a little break at the minute because with the old pregnancy belly, 18 holes is a little bit of a struggle at 8 months pregnant. But yeah, no, I thought it'd be interesting to, I suppose, connect with people online, and I feel like I've got experience in different things now that people might be interested in, like from a work perspective. By the way, I've got my little Laura Mercier like eye crayon things. It's so easy to be able to do, that people might be interested in. I think also, like, I'm a person that likes having stuff to do, and I think for me going off on maternity leave is actually a little bit daunting as well, because suddenly your life's changing, you're having a baby, which is so exciting, but for me I've only ever known work, and having it quite structured, so suddenly having potentially a lot of time that is unstructured and having a baby, I think I wanted to give myself something to do that meant it had like a bit of me time and like kept a bit of an essence of me, because I think so much changes for you when you become a mum, and I don't really know what that looks like as well. So yeah, that's just a little bit about what I've got up to. I think it's quite interesting as well because I work at the minute, and I'm working up until I'm basically 38 weeks pregnant. We'll see whether I live to regret that or not, but I feel incredibly fortunate at the company I now work at that they've been extremely flexible on working, so I pretty much work from home the full time, which makes sense really, because, well, for me it makes sense because a lot of the time I end up on Zoom calls with people in different countries, so I could travel basically an hour into the office and sit on a Zoom call, or I could do it from home. So yeah, I feel incredibly fortunate and lucky that they've been so supportive whilst I've, you know, been going through like being pregnant and having to go to all the appointments, but yeah, just having the flexible working stuff. So yeah, it was kind of just a hi. Nice to meet you all, or introduce myself, and just see how it goes, and hope, well, I don't really mind if people see it, but yeah, I think it's hard when you put yourself out there as well, because you don't know what to expect, but hopefully it should be an interesting journey for all of us, and hopefully I can share some of the stuff that I've learned. So if there's anything that people kind of want to know about, I'll be doing some stuff. I don't really want it to be just about pregnancy and babies and stuff, but I'll share some of the stuff that I did, because I basically raided Vinted for everything baby related. But yeah, I wanted to kind of share some of that stuff, what I get up to at the minute, what my life looks like, what's kind of changed, and then how it changes post-baby, because my plan at the minute is to go back to work after 6 months, which a lot of people might say, what are you doing? But I think at the minute, at least that's my plan, because I like working. And also, maternity pay is not great post 6 months. So, and we've just bought a house, so I think probably we'll be going back, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to just share all of that stuff and maybe just share some thoughts and feelings as I go through different things. But yeah, so I didn't get very far through my makeup, but hopefully it's just a little introduction to meet you guys and bring you along on this journey.